Alright, Joe, let's get right down to it. Today we're going to be talking about a man's right to choose when it comes to abortion, and why men and women don't equally have the right to choose when it comes to the life of their child. Why is it that women holler about equal rights, but a man doesn't equally have the right to choose, choose over the decision of the life of his child in an abortion? So let's read this article to y'all real quick, and hopefully I have time to talk about it a little bit. Supreme Court says fathers have no rights over the child in womb. In the 1976 Supreme Court case, Planned Parenthood of Central Missouri versus Danforth, a decision was handed down regarding fathers' rights in abortion. One of the findings was that a man's right to know about his wife or daughter's abortion is unconstitutional. In 1988, the Supreme Court upheld this ruthless law. This is nothing less than Nazi fascism. While Americans deceitfully beast of being free, fathers' children are murdered against their will in America. Freedom? I think not. Lee Greenwood wrote the famous song God Bless the USA, in which he sings, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. What are you talking about, Mr. Greenwood? Aborted children have no freedom. Fathers against the aborting of their own child have no freedom. In fact, if we take a close look at America today, our nation is largely communist. Been through an airport lately? I recently stood behind a crying mother while airport security confiscated her baby's milk. The employees' faces were cold and heartless. A bunch of thugs. Amtrak security is about to get automatic weapons and start conducting random searches of train passengers. Only an idiot could sing Lee Greenwood's song God Bless the USA in lieu of what's going on in America today. Guards with automatic weapons and bomb-sniffing dogs patrolling Ameritech platforms and trains, randomly interrogating passengers. You call this free? Here are some important points, mostly dealing specifically with married men's rights or lack thereof, though they imply a great deal about non-married men as well. The Supreme Court refused to hear the Khan versus Khan case regarding a man who won a court order in 1988 barring his wife from having an abortion. With the help of the American Civil Liberties Union, the woman defied court orders and had the abortion anyway. Her lawyer stated in legal documents that she did what she had to do to protect both her physical and emotional health. The Facts of Life, an authoritative guide to life and family issues of Brian Close, Ph.D., page 31. But court documents showed that she had the abortion because she had planned a trip to the beach and wanted to look good in her new bathing suit. Now, think about this stupid reason why this stupid slut whore just killed this child, right? The Supreme Court's decision not to hear this case implicitly proved that fathers have no legal rights when it comes to abortion. I've been telling you people 1,000 times over about how fathers have no rights over their children. The Supreme Court decision, Casey versus Planned Parenthood in 1992, also commented on this issue. They considered it a unique burden on women to have to share their abortion decision or even notification with their husband. They relied heavily on the argument that it may cause psychological or physical abuse on the part of the husband. But part of the decision said the husband's interest in the life of the child his wife is carrying does not permit the state to empower him with this troubling degree of authority over his wife. A state may not give to a man the kind of dominion over his wife that parents exercise over their children. So a man has no right to decide over the child, his own flesh and blood, the life of his child in the womb. In Casey versus Planned Parenthood, the Supreme Court also said that if this were the case of women notifying her husband about taking action regarding their living child, then the mother and father would presumably have equal interest in the matter. Is there something wrong with bothering the mother having equal interest in the matter? However, they stated that it is an inescapable biological fact that state regulation with respect to the child a woman is carrying will have far greater impact on the mother's liberty than on the father's. Okay, alright, whatever. These cases all apply to husbands. If a married man is given no say in abortion, then neither is a single man. Nope. I don't understand how a father can be given no legal rights when a child is just as much his as it is the woman's. Obviously, the child is living inside of the mother's womb, but it is not a part of her body. It is upsetting to know that informing a baby's father about an abortion decision is legally considered an unnecessary burden on women. It is a woeful evil and a crime in the eyes of God Almighty. A father has a God-given right over his child's life, happiness, and well-being. Feminism is the rot of society. Fortunately, no law can stop a man from expressing his views concerning abortion. Abortion is cold-blooded murder. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about a man's right, the reason why men don't have the right to choose, and the hypocrisy of these disgusting women. Now, sometimes I get so angry, I want to think that women are the greatest murderers and the most evil human beings on the face of this planet. But I think that and feel that out of rage and out of my frustration toward these women that kill innocent unborn children. You ever notice how a man has no rights over his child, none whatsoever? But these women holler about equality and equal rights. So if it's something that, you know, it's always equal rights for a woman. Or how do you say it? You look at it from a certain point of view, and they holler about equal rights, but if it's something that doesn't benefit the woman, you know, I don't know how to say it, man, but I think I know what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna say it like this: women holler about equal rights and stuff like that, but when it comes to the women and men having equal right over a child in the womb, the man has no rights, right? But they holler about equal rights and how women are being discriminated against. They talk about men beating women and all this crap, how men are sexist and the sexism in society. But I think that the fact that they wouldn't even allow a man to choose when it comes to his child is pretty sexist to me. As a matter of fact, I think that women are more sexist than men are when it comes to this feminist movement and this feminist bullshit. Now, if there's someone out there that can explain to me why that a man shouldn't have the right to choose over his child when it comes to the abortion issue, I would really love to hear it, you know, because it's just not right. It's bullshit. And this is another reason how these women use that feminist bullshit and that equal rights crap, and this is how they want to play victim, like they're just victims and they're so just all messed up, and men are the bad guy. That's how fucked up it is. But I'm trying to say that, putting it into the right words. If it's something that benefits the woman, they for it. But if it's something that goes against the woman, then they're not for it. Then it's like, no, you know, anything that's beneficial to the woman, all right. It's just like, okay, you get women that act like men, and they get the privileges of being a man and the privileges of being a woman. Like a woman can hit a man, but a man can't hit a woman, right? Because he's wrong. Women can hit men all night long, but a man can't hit a woman. All right. You look at situations when it comes to dating. A man is supposed to pay for the date and approach the woman, but a woman never has to approach the man or pay for the date because she's a female. But a man's supposed to pay for the date and approach her all the time, right? Because he's the man. So in certain situations, it's like they try to use their sex to get an advantage over us, but they want to talk about how we're equal. So I think it's a crime that men don't have a right to choose over their children and an abortion. And you women holler about equal rights, but men and women don't have equal rights over their child and an abortion, which I think is pretty much bullshit. Because, like I said before, they're trying to take away all power and authority of a man, all right, and give it to a woman. They want a woman to have complete authority, leadership, and power over men. That's all it is. Men are losing their rights every single day, and soon you're not going to have power or authority over women, period. None. Women are going to have all the power, and we're not going to have anything. Women have all these support groups that support them and help them and give them money and all kinds of stuff. You best believe if your wife have a problem with you, she's going to have 20,000 women sitting there trying to convince her to divorce your ass. All right? And you're the bad guy automatically. You ever notice on YouTube how all these women do is blame men for everything? How every time they make a video, they're always blaming men, or they try to use that bullshit. Oh, well, men and women equally do stuff wrong. But the woman is always an angel, and how everything she does is perfect. She's the victim all the time, but the man is always the bad guy. Have you ever noticed that shit? How fucked up it is? You know? And I think that you're sitting here, you got this woman, you're sitting there, you get her pregnant, and she goes off, and it makes no sense to me why they would pass a law that says a man can't decide over the life of his fucking child. And then they want to talk about men that abandon their children. When women abandon their children, probably at higher rates than men do, and then you look at men that want their children, they can't even decide, they can't even make the decision over their child in the womb. They want the child, but it's the woman. Women can take and go kill their child, and there's nothing they can do about it. But they want to holler about men that abandon their children. You know, you get men that want to see their kids, but they can't see their kids because why? Because they can only see them once a month, or the woman goes to court and keeps him from seeing the child at all. Then they can take their children and go away and go off with them, and the man can never see their kids. So there's men out there that can't even see their kids, that want them. What about the men that want their children when it comes to an abortion? But they have no say or a right to decide if the child lives or dies. The woman has complete control, so she can kill your child and there's nothing you can do about it. How would you feel if you found out that your wife had a baby and she went off and killed it without consulting you? You'll feel like you wouldn't feel too good about that now, would you? We as men need to speak out against these evil women and this evil feminist movement, because it's bullshit. It's nothing but hypocrisy. Hypocritical bullshit. I'm going to be talking about, my next video is going to be about violence against men and women and how they promote it on TV next. I'm out.